we are as a sector learning that one size doesn't fit all, and that we need different responses to different things. Can I introduce Jonathan Civiter from Thermoelectric Conversion Systems, who will talk to you about a very interesting and I think niche product that will assist with decarbonisation. Jonathan, over to you.
Thanks, Matthew. Good morning, everybody. My name's Jonathan Civiter from Thermoelectric Conversion Systems. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about decarbonising your housing stock. The challenge in parts of it, there's usually a solution out there, but what I'm going to jump into straight away is some of the challenges with what's in the market already. So talking about the existing heat pumps that are out there, there are hundreds plus kilograms that need to be located externally, quite difficult to in a number of places, especially anywhere that has flats or they have quite tight constraints on any ground outside. And also there's a lot of maintenance needed. And in addition, they also existing heat pumps use refrigerants, and a refrigerant is generally a greenhouse warming gas, and they often contribute to climate change if it leaks or evaporates over the course of its lifetime. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is a completely different solution, the heat pump, but in name only, if you like. It's a completely solid state heat pump. So I'm just going to scroll down and move to the next. So TCS Electric Conversion Systems have developed a compact, silent heat pump that uses an air source. So there's a small footprint outside, but it's entirely installed from inside the property. It fits in size of a standard boiler. And when the boiler comes out, a gas combi boiler can come out, this heat pump can get installed. It's very much designed from a point of view of if you were taking a boiler out, a gas boiler out, and looking to put in a green or zero carbon solution, this would be it. There's a number of properties, electrical and thermal, that are to an advantage for flats and hard to decarbonize properties. This isn't something that's in the market already. This is a brand new, very innovative product. Patents around protecting the sort of novel aspects of it. So essentially, what you have in the center picture is a solid state heat pump. So there's nothing moving on those pictures. There's no moving parts. The pumps are housed externally, and the fans are also external as well. But essentially, because you've got no moving parts inside them, it becomes maintenance free. And that picture in the middle shows that there's no refrigerants involved, and there's also no compressor. And anyone in the with a knowledge of decarbonising property is the volume and space requirements are often quite critical. And I'll just move on now to talk a little bit about how you get the energy in. So it's an air source heat pump, so energy comes from the outside environment, and to get that while taking up no space outside, it involves pushing a fan control, a fan unit, so a radiator and a fan block that's probably about the size. It's 110 millimeter diameter, so it's the same size as your gas flue that you would have in there already, through the wall from inside the property, sits out, and the version you've got there either sits straight horizontally, or it can be hinged down so that it takes up very little space outside. In fact, doesn't take any ground space at all, and it can hang exactly on the existing brickwork. It's a very lightweight solution. You're talking less than 10 kilograms of weight actually in that fan coil, and the gas boiler replacement, the heat pump itself, takes up about 20 kilograms. So all in all, it's a much lighter footprint, a far more flexible footprint, and also no refrigerants inside means that you've got a far more sort of green and eco-friendly solution for decarbonising your housing stock. I'll just now move on to talk a little bit about the applications and potential for this solution. So this is first time we're bringing it to market. We have a couple of pilots we're about to start this summer with a couple of other housing associations up here in Scotland. The residential solution, you've got the ability to provide heating and, if needed, some cooling, depending on how you disperse the heat, but it's primarily designed for space heating and hot water. So you can tie into existing radiators. You don't need to upgrade everything. You can achieve the flow temperatures you need. You can also you still need a hot water tank. So and that can be sized small enough for whatever the requirements are for the property. And you can use existing TRVs and control mechanism for temperature that you have at the moment. We are very agnostic as to when it comes to control, and it works on a simple demand signal that you'll be familiar with if you've got a thermostat running your system or your heat pump or your boiler at the moment. We're also targeting installations where you have a communal gas boiler system, or say so almost like a small district heating system within a large block of flats, where the gas boiler supplying the heat and hot water for the entire building can come out, and one of our units can go in, and then a distributed um, heat pump can go into each property so that the residents can take control of their own heating and hot water requirements. And it also takes the billing necessity out of it, and it can put, because you're putting the entire heat pump system on to the electrical meters, that gives the landlord the ability to sort of decouple the cost of gas with from a communal block and put it into the control of each of the tenants. And just a quick summary on really where we are at the moment. We're talking about a completely solid state heat pump, very minimal installation requirements. It can tie into exactly the same um, array of pipework that you have in a flat already. So we're targeting flats because it's quite a challenging space to decarbonize, especially if you don't have, say you don't own every flat in a block. This solution lets you pick out certain flats to deliver a completely carbon-free electrified heating and hot water solution. And this one heat pump, our Hummingbird unit, can provide heating and hot water for that. You can also use the existing controls, and maintenance is only needed once every 5 years for the coolant loop, just to check it's all topped up, that the system takes care of itself. The coefficient performance and efficiencies are on par with existing vapor compression systems. We're taking the unit through the British standards BRE testing to get EN standard certificates in the next 2 weeks. And once those are through, you'll have all the official SCOP and COP data that will give you. But from the data we've got already, we are pretty much COPs of 3 and SCOPs of about 3.5, which are on par with existing technology. And there's a quick note there on the cost, and it's essentially an asset sale. So you can almost treat it like a gas boiler in the sense that you buy the kit. You can install it with your own set of installers if you need to. We provide some training on how to do it successfully. And overall, the ultimate impact is reduce monthly bills, get everybody off of grass, and reduce the environmental impact of and really bring through some of the desires of net zero technology that this enables. And with that brings me to the end of the presentation.